Happy Monday, everybody. So I just got a phone call. As you can tell, we're in the truck, which I usually never really drive unless I have to. And I got a phone call that we missed a package delivery, which they were supposed to call me a half hour beforehand, but that's okay. The hub's only a couple minutes down the road, so that's where we're going. So we are gonna go pick up the final piece to the C5. The final piece, everybody. You realize what this means, right? This means within the next 2 weeks, that car will be 100% back on the road, drivable. But I don't even know if I'm going to drive it that much until after Motorama. Oh, man. That is super exciting. Now, I do have it in the back. I am glad I have the PAP cap. I won't lie. When I got this truck, I was like, oh man, you know, I'm gonna have to take the cap off, yada yada yada. Well, the only reason I guess I was that way is because I'm used to towing a fifth wheel camper and a gooseneck trailer. So now that I don't usually tow them, well, it's wintertime. I will be towing here soon, which I am excited about. I do want to talk about that too. We are going to do a lot of camping. I hope you guys like camping because we explore the outdoors. The kids enjoy it, I hope. I definitely enjoy it. So you will see a lot of camping and, sort of some fun weekends with the kids. I rarely go by myself. Actually, I don't go at all by myself, but who knows, maybe I'll do that a time or two this year just to, we'll say, take the Corvette out and do a little camping with the Corvette. So, anyway. Yeah, oh, they'll take everything. Sure. Yeah. They'll take everything.
You can't put nothing in the kid's name because she helped you bring the kids. So now you're fucked if you do it, fucked if you don't.
Yeah.
So I just keep me a secret bank account on the side. I'm done with it. And if you want to go, go ahead. Yeah. Take everything in the house. Leave the house. I can live with anything after that.
Definitely.
I gotta go a whole day without a car. That means I'll sit in the living room, drink the party, and be just fine.
Yeah, I learned you can't live with them, you can't live without them.
Oh, I can live without them, but just not for long.
Yeah.
People look at me and say, you're 66 years old, and yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Say, well, you look good for 66. I say, well, thank you very much. Another 66 years. Leave it up to me.
Yeah, once you're moving, it has heat, but that's why I got on the highway. If we on the back roads, it doesn't have heat.
Thank you very much for your right decision.
Yeah,
I think we get along well.
Definitely. I don't drive this. Even when we got all that snow, I drove a car because I wanted heat.
Right.
I'd rather drive my car and be all right than be cold all day.
Hunched over the steering wheel, keep chattering. You can't feel your feet.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, this feels good right now. I'm spoiled.
Oh, listen, let me tell you. When the damn head gasket went on the Honda,
yeah.
I had to keep the heat on in order to keep it out of the red.
Yeah.
That means my fucking feet were hot as hell all day in July.
Yeah.
Now I had to take one foot and put it up here and drive with this foot because this foot was too fucking hot. And to switch back and forth.
Definitely.
I never knew that was a trick. My wife told me, she said, well, it keeps going in the hot, turn on the heat. I said, what?
Get to drive the 2500 Suburban. That is actually my lifesaver. And that's why we need this. So, well, this looks fun. Thing is you can move the winch. piece of complete, look at that. That's free of charge, obviously. That comes with the car. But there you have it. It's an 08. Have it. We got the car delivered. Hopefully I'll have an answer whether or not it's worth it to fix or not by the end of the week. Get this one loaded up quick. That'll work.
That's good.
See, look at that. I came here to help Scott out, you know, and as you can see, they are towing cars out. They are not messing around. You're supposed to have them out of here by Monday. Ouch. And that was actually something I didn't know. I thought you had a week to pick them up. Apparently, if you buy them, you have until Monday, and then they start moving. Well, we got this hoopty off of the trailer. Definitely a good looking car, but definitely needs a motor. Glad I could help Scott out. Hello, how are you? No, I'm just kidding, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a quick Q&A. I'm gonna pick some questions here that you guys asked, and I'm gonna answer it. Mike the Calm Kid, when are you gonna send it again in the C5? You know, when I drive the car, I do drive the car to have fun, so I pretty much send it just about every time I get in the seat. Opinions on Trans Am. What type of build should I do for my 76? A street machine or a pro tuning? And that is from _ that guy Anthony, I'm gonna assume, with another underscore. Personally, I would build more of a, on older cars like your 70s and 60s, I like the pro touring type. That's just me. I don't know, it's pretty much up to you. Whatever you want to build, whatever you're into, go for it. You know, you don't take my opinion, don't take anyone else's opinion. You got to build a car that you want to like, and a car that, you know, ultimately you enjoy to drive, because after all, it's your car. So Mike Fregola _ sorry if I mispronounced it. If I mispronounce anything, guys, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know everybody's name, and it's a little hard sometimes. When did you start to buy and sell cars? Well, it was about 3.5 years ago. I ended up talking to my friend Antonio, which you guys will meet him and see some of his cars. He has some very cool cars. So him and I, it was probably 3.5 years ago, actually. You know, I reached out to him and I said, hey, look, I want to buy a couple cars. I want to get them fixed up. I'll do all the work, hands down. If you front half of the money, I'll front half money, and I'll do all the work, and then, you know, we'll kind of split profit and go from there. So that's actually what we did. We bought one car. It was a 2001 Volkswagen Jetta VR6. It was about an hour, about 45 minutes north in Newport, Pennsylvania, and I got a great deal on it. I think it needed some suspension work and some brakes, things like that. It didn't need anything crazy. So I went up, I negotiated, I bought the car, came back, we put the money into it, got it fixed, and sold it, made some money. I gave him his money, I got money, and I was actually working a regular job at the time. So, you know, it was awesome. You know, I had extra income coming in. So, you know, I talked to him again about a month later. I said, hey, you know, since we made good money, you'd want to do this again. So we actually went and we purchased another car. It was actually another Volkswagen Jetta. So we bought the car, you know, I fixed it. I think that one needed a clutch. I put a clutch in the car, and pretty much the same thing. You know, I got it up and ready for sale. I ended up selling it. You know, we made good profit, so I gave him his money out of it. I got my money out of it, and we decided to actually buy 2 cars. So one was a Cavalier, which was his choice, and one was an Escort, which was my choice. And I actually, at the time, needed a car, so I started driving the Escort around. We, you know, got the Cavalier sold and ready and sold, and then the Escort was ready, and, you know, it got sold. So then it was another car I think we went and looked at, and it was another Jetta. So I ended up, you know, doing the same thing. I needed a car at the time, so I did all the work to the car to make it runnable, and I actually listed it for sale. So I drove the car in the meantime, which I'm thankful that he allowed me to do that. You know, he is a great friend of mine. You know, he's helped me out tremendously. He is the reason I am who I am, where I'm at. You know, he helped me. He was my backbone when nobody else wanted to help me. So for that, Antonio, I thank you greatly. But yeah. So I ended up driving the car for, I think it might have been 3 or 4 weeks. You know, it was a long time. I tried to sell the car in a couple websites. You know, Craigslist was huge at the time, so I was selling tremendously off of Craigslist. So then we ended up selling it. And at the time, I think I took my portion, and I bought something else. I don't remember what it was at the time. I think it was an old Chevy truck. So I ended up buying a Chevy truck and, you know, doing the same thing. We just kept, you know, him and I flipped a couple cars here and there. We just kept growing. We'd sell one, buy 2, sell one, buy 2, you know, and we just did that for probably about a year until it actually became, you know, profitable. And I finally got ahead on all my bills and everything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And I'll go into greater detail with that at a later date, but that's pretty much what happened. I didn't want to turn wrenches my entire life, so I ended up fixing them and selling and made a little bit more money. Woofy_299. Will you come an hour north and give me a ride in the Corvette? You know, I would love to. We're going into my busy season. If it was summertime, maybe I could schedule some time or get away like that. But I'm going into my busy season. Tax season is by far where I make 90% of my money for the year. Maybe not 90, but definitely about 60, 70%. So from January to the beginning of May, I don't necessarily have time to do anything but, you know, work my business and take care of the kids. So maybe we'll set something up. Who knows? But for right now, I'm sorry, I can't. Noah_Anderson02. Where did you originally buy the Corvette, and what were your original plans? So I originally bought that car in Manheim, Pennsylvania at Manheim Auto Auction. Now, at the time, I was looking at 2 different Corvettes. One was the exact same car I had, except for a 2-owner and 60,000 mile. And then the other one was the Nassau Blue, or Nassau Blue, however you say it. I know I can't pronounce words, and you guys love me for it. So it was actually that blue color. I absolutely loved that color. I thought it was going to be so cool, but the car was automatic and had 103,000 miles on it. So I was very in the air about it, and it being 12 hours away in Wisconsin, I just didn't want to take the gamble to drive there. You know, if I didn't like it, then I was out, you know, 24 hours of driving plus fuel. So, and the one in Missouri, it was actually the exact same car I bought. It was a 99 with 60, I think it had 61,000 miles, 6-speed. The car was absolutely flawless, and we agreed upon a price and everything, but it would have cost me $1,200 to get it shipped up here. So in my mind, I was like, man, do I really want to spend, you know, this amount of money on a car that, you know, at the time, I know I wanted it, but I just didn't know how long I was going to keep it. So I ended up going to the auto auction. We were going on vacation. I had a Ford Expedition at the time, and it always had this engine noise. So I wanted to buy something that I knew was going to be reliable, you know, to take the vacation and get home safely, you know, with the kids and the family. So I ended up going. There was a GMC Acadia there, and it couldn't have worked out any more perfect. I was bidding on the Acadia in the one lane here, and I was up to, I think, like $5,500. You know, the C5 rolled in, and I had already checked it out. I seen it out in the parking lot. I knew I liked it. You could tell there was some front end paint work done, rear end paint work done. The driver's seat had a rip in it, and I think there was a mark on the passenger seat. Or there was another interior flaw. I don't remember what. And the roof kind of had like that. I call it like spider cracks, but it's not. It's actually the sealant or the coating that they put on the roof of them, they all crack. So I noticed those things. So as I was bidding on the Acadia, the one thing I knew I forgot to check was whether or not the pop-up headlights worked. So, you know, sitting in the lane, you know, it was at a couple $1,000s. I flipped the headlights up. They started working. So it was off from there. You know, I knew I wanted the car. I ended up backing out of the Acadia at $6,000. Oh, we lost the light there. I ended up backing out of the car, the Acadia, at $6,000. And he actually only wanted $6,200, which I would have bought that car had I not been bidding on the C5. So with that being said, I just, you know, I was in the right place at the right time. I actually paid the exact same price for that C5 as the guy wanted for the one in Missouri, and I didn't have any traveling. You know, I had no travel expense. I was already at the auction there, so I literally got in the car and I drove it home. You know, I called my buddy who I said about Antonio. I called him and I said, hey man, like, I just bought a Corvette. And he knew I had been looking. He was like, well, stop by. So I drove straight to his place. You know, we looked at the car, you know, and it was a story ever since. What were my plans with the car? My original plans were to go Pro Charger and run 10s. You know, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to put a Pro Charger on it, make 500 horse, and just have a fun daily driver. So now with that being said, I do want to go forced induction. I was planning on doing a twin turbo build to the car, but I'm just changing that up now also. I don't want to have a bunch of time, a bunch of money wrapped up into a twin turbo car that I don't intend to keep for the rest of my life. I do have a Trans Am, which is another project car that you guys will see on the channel come summer. I don't know if I'm going to actually, I don't know what my plans are for the Trans Am. I would much rather see that become a cool car, you know, that I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. My parents bought it brand new. And then I bought it from them probably 9 years ago at this point. So that's just one car that I know I'm going to keep. So I'd much rather invest a bunch of time and money into a car that I know I'm going to keep versus a car that I'm just going to have fun with for a summer or two. So I would love to say I'm going to keep the C5 forever, which was actually someone else's comment on here. When is the next time when are you going to sell, or when do you plan? Hold on, I'll read it exactly. When will you sell the C5? Dutch_man_Denver. So with that being said, I don't know. I'm not in a rush to sell it. I don't have to sell it. I don't know. You know, I'm probably not going to sell it anytime soon. It might get maybe the end of the summer this year, maybe the middle of the summer. It just depends. If I get a good offer on the car, you know, it comes out nice, I might just sell it. But I don't know. I don't plan on selling anything. That's like this truck. I actually didn't plan on keeping this truck. Well, I've had this truck for about 9 months, so you never know what you're going to keep and what you're going to sell when you do what I do. So I'm going to answer one more question. What is going to be your next project car after the C5? Well, what is going to be your next project after the C5? And that's Jacob W.S. Well, Jacob, to be honest with you, we're going into summertime here, and I need a truck. So I don't mind Ford 6 liters. I'm actually going to look at one on Saturday. So my next project is going to be a truck build. It's probably going to be nothing crazy. You know, I might do like a 3 or 4 inch lift on it and 35, something that I can still work out of. This truck here is great. I do like it, but I need an extended cab. I do have kids. So to me, this truck is just kind of, it's just kind of a float around truck. So that is going to be my next project. I'm going to build probably this Ford. I'm hoping everything works out. You know, I would love to have another truck. And with going into summertime and camping season and all that, you know, I'd need to build a truck. So that's going to be my next project after the C5. But the C5 is not going to be done anytime soon. I mean, the paint and everything, and, you know, when it gets to Motorama, it's going to look, you know, it's going to be a cool car and things like that. But I'm not quite done with that yet. There is one other modification I am going to do. And I was going to say, like I said, I was going to go twin turbo, but I think I'm just going to do an LSA blower on it. So if anybody has an LSA blower setup that they want to sell, please DM me on Instagram, SendIt_Steve, and we'll talk business. So with that being said, guys, I thank you for watching my channel. Hit that like button. Please subscribe. Take care and stay tuned, guys.